Hello there everybody, and welcome to another episode of Andy's Shed Live. This is episode 8 for Sunday the 30th of April 2017. I'm looking a bit windswept today. I'm feeling a bit windswept. Shall I tell you why I've been windswept? Because I've been to a windmill today. I've been to this place. Heage Windmill. Which is in Derbyshire, just off the old A610 in Derbyshire, which in turn is just off the A38, which is just off the M1, if you're coming at any distance to it. And I can thoroughly recommend going and paying these guys a visit, Heage Windmill. What it is, it's an old restored windmill, and it's run by volunteers now, and you can go and have a look round it, go and have a tour around it and see how flour is made. And they sell flour and stuff as well, and I've gone and bought a bag of Heage Windmill flour today, and they've had an event there. They've had their spring tractor day there, and we go and take the stationary engines along to Heage Windmill spring tractor day, and a good time was had by all today, so a big thank you to all the people over there at Heage Windmill. We have got a little bit of video of it, but it's just rendering out at the moment as we are on air, so I'll show you the video next week because it takes it ages and ages to render out through our video systems. But yeah, it's definitely worth a visit if you want to go there and have a little look. So that's Heage Windmill I'll give you the address. It's Heage Windmill, Chesterfield Road, Heage, that's Heage, Belper in Derbyshire, and their postcode is DE56 2BH. And if you want to get in touch with them, they've even got a website as well, and I can give you the website. Here is the website. It's www.heagewindmill.org.uk. Or you can even apparently find them on Facebook at facebook.com/Heage Windmill. So I'll give you that again. It's www.heagewindmill.org.uk is their website. Or you can find them on Facebook at facebook.com/Heage Windmill. And it's as simple as that. And as I say, I went and bought a bag of their flour today from there. And when you get a bag of flour from them, you get this little recipe leaflet as well. I don't know if you can see this or not. I don't know how easy it is for you to see this, but this is the little leaflet they give you, and it's got like all recipes for like bread and all kinds of things in it. And apparently, I've been making bread for years and years and years. Apparently we've been doing it wrong. Because it tells you to do it differently in here to how we've been making bread. So we're going to try and do it the way it says in this, and hopefully we might make better bread then. So yeah, and they give you one of these little recipe leaflets when you go and buy a bag of flour from them, and it's all lovely as well, and really good for a day out. The tractor days, if you're interested in going to a tractor day at Heage Windmill, and there are a lot of people there today, if you're interested in going, there will be another one, all being well, around about late summer, early autumn time. I think they do it around about September, October-ish. But yeah, I will let you know when it's going to be, so you can get yourself over there. Yeah, and thoroughly enjoy it. And here's their website details again, just in case you missed it. heagewindmill.org.uk or facebook.com/Heage Windmill. Got that? Got that down? Right, marvellous. Right, it's just a short show today, because like I say, we've just dashed back from the windmill, because we've been doing all sorts out there. I've had the stationary engine out there today, so thanks to all the stationary engine people and that who were there, and all the tractor people and that as well. Just basically this week, it's a very short show this week, but I will tell you that we've had a few new arrivals and things this week. One little new arrival that we've had this week in the old telephone department is this thing here. If I can show you quickly, here you go. This, it is the French, you know. That's my rubbish French accent there for you. But yeah, we've had this French phone arrive this week. Now I'm wanting to know something about this. I don't know if anybody out there can tell me. This is a fairly standard French phone from the 40s, 50s, 60s, and I believe, yeah, into the 60s I think they went into. But what I wanted to know is, this handset, is this off something else? Because it's got this little hooky thing on it here, say. So I wonder if that should be like hung up on something. I'm wondering if it's a kind of handset that like hangs on the side of a phone like that. So I'm thinking maybe this isn't off this phone. Thinking maybe it doesn't actually really belong with that phone. If you can tell me, let me know in the comments, because I'm intrigued to know. As you can see, it's not attached at the moment. It's got to have a bit of a rewire. And it's also got 3 little buttons across the top. And we're not entirely sure of what those buttons do. But we've got some idea, but I'm not entirely certain. So if anybody can confirm what those buttons do, I don't really want to say. I don't really want to influence you. But if anybody can tell me what those buttons do, or what they think those buttons should do, then please let me know, and I'll see if it ties up with the anecdotal stuff that I've been told already about them. And then hopefully I can give out the proper information in a video sometime in the future. So yeah, that's that one. So yeah, there we go. That's quite good, isn't it? By the way, I've had another question come to me this week. Somebody said to me this week, they said, Andy, you know, in these videos, why is there a light bulb on your desk? Right, and I think they're referring to this. Why is there a light bulb? Well, this is part of an experiment, this light bulb. If I can just get hold of it a minute. Can you see this? This is part of an experiment, this bulb, because it is no ordinary light bulb. Because if I go back to the camera again and put it on the other camera, you'll see it's been hollowed out. Because the idea is that we're trying to make a little terrarium out of it. But that's a project for another video sometime in the future. So if you're into like your plants and that, and your gardening, you've not got a lot of space, and you're into miniature terrariums, then this light bulb could be the answer. But that's why there's a light bulb on my desk. It's on my to-do list for projects. So yeah, that is one thing that is out there on the old to-do list there. Yeah, right. Also tell you, we've had a few other phones arrive this week, because as well as this rather nice French Bakelite one, this one that needs a rewire, we've had a few others arrive. Here's an interesting one. This one I find really interesting. This, right? Now look at this, because this is apparently a 746 phone. It's an early case 746. It's got a straight sort of line down there. It's not got the bump to hold the receiver on, so the receiver can drop forward on these in theory. I know people say, oh, you can put it not on the hook properly with those cases. I don't know how you do that. You'd have to be really clumsy to do that. I don't seem to be able to manage it. But yeah, what the interesting part is, it's a 746 and it's got a numbered dial bezel on it. The old-fashioned dial bezel that's held on by a metal clip on the back, and it's on a 746. Well, actually, it's not a 746, because if I turn it round, you'll see it wasn't a GPO phone at all. It was a private one from Pi, P-Y-E. Can you see that? So that's a fairly unusual privately supplied phone, you know, supplied to a company or something that had their own switchboard and stuff, and their own exchange in the basement sort of thing. So that's an interesting one. I thought that was a bit unusual, because early 746s had the alphanumerics around here, like 706s did. and I can show you a 706 that's got those alphanumerics as well, because in the same batch where this appeared, I also got one or two other phones, and one phone that I've got recently around that same time is this one, and this is a really, really nice looking thing. And if you have a look at that, that's got the early dial 12 rather than the 21, and it's got the alphanumeric dial bezel as well, which is original to this phone. We've not put that on, we've not messed about with it. That's an original one. Now you'll see a lot of phones about these days with these alphanumeric bezels, but what you have to watch is there is somebody supplying these bezels new, but what they do, they are like ordinary 746 bezels, so they're just made out of coloured plastic, and then the letters and the numbers are like screen printed on the top, and because they're on the top, of course, they'll not be as durable. These are actually not a coloured plastic, they are clear with the letters printed on the underside in reverse, and then a black background painted on, or whatever colour background it matches that particular phone that they're on. In this case obviously it's black, but these are done in reverse, you know, printed on the back, so they're pretty indelible on the front. You know, you can't scratch them off or anything because they're on the other side. So this is a really, really nice phone, this one. It's very similar to the one I've got on my desk here, which is a private version of it. I don't know if I can get this in camera shot because it's all wired in, but that's a private version of it, you see. If I can just turn that around and get that into the shot somehow as well. You know, that's the one that would have been supplied privately by a company like Ericsson's or somebody like that, and this is one that would have been supplied to the GPO. So there you have it. There's the differences, and the differences is the GPO didn't have one with just numbers on the outer dial. The GPO always had them with alphanumerics or nothing at all, or blank. But this is a private one. So there, right. Just thought I'd show you those because one or two people have been asking about the differences. One of these days I will get around doing the definitive video about the differences between all these 706 and 746 type phones, because there are so many different versions and so many that were not supplied to the General Post Office, or not supplied to Telecom or whatever you want to call them, that were supplied privately, and people do get them mixed up and confused, and they're even sometimes very different inside as well. So one day I will get round to doing a video about that and explaining the differences about all that. But I just thought you'd like to see that, because that's a nice early looking example of one of these phones. I don't know what the date is on this one actually. Has it got a date on it? No, it's not dated on the bottom. That's a shame. It's got no date on the bottom of it. It's been rubbed off or something over the years. But that's a nice example with a dial 12. How about that? Okay, right, I'll put that back over here where it was. I'll also show you what I believe is one of the worst condition phones I've ever got. And that's this one. Right, have a look at this. I've never seen a phone quite like this. Now, in America they used to paint phones. The Bell organisation used to paint telephones in America, which is fair enough. But I've never seen a British one painted before, but this one has been many times by the looks of things, because I started scratching the black paint off here and underneath the black paint I found red paint, and then underneath the red paint on here I found a sort of mustardy colour, which I think would have originally been a yellow bezel, but the actual phone itself was a grey one. Because if I take the receiver cap off and you look inside, elephant grey, you see. So this one was originally grey. You can see everything's grey inside, and the body of the thing is grey as well. I've had the top off and the body of the thing is grey as well. But this was all painted. Even the dial is painted silver. That's not actually a metal dial, it's just painted silver. It's a clear one, a later one like fit to 746. It's been painted over silver, and even the middle was painted over silver as well, but I've just scraped all the paint off. I got my fingernail and a little screwdriver and scraped it all off the middle there, and I've got the rest of it to do yet. But if anybody knows how to get the paint off the main part of the case, then let me know, and we'll see what we can do with that. Of course, if the paint doesn't come off, if it's really difficult to get all this paint off, because it's a really thick layer of paint on this, if I can't get the paint off, then what I might do, I might use it as an emu phone. Now, what is an emu phone, I hear you ask? Well, there was a programme on TV a few years ago with Roddle and Emu called Emu's All Live Pink Windmill Show. People of a certain age will probably remember this because it's going back a while now. And as part of this, they had a thing where they had a phone-in, like a competition that was a phone-in. And Rod and Emu had a phone, and because they were in the pink windmill and everything was pink in the pink windmill, they had a pink telephone. And I've looked at videos of it, and it looks like it was a pink 706, or maybe a privately supplied 706 type phone that was painted pink. But there were no pink 706s, at least not originally. I mean, you may see some now with reproduction case and that, but at that time there weren't any, and the like line cord and the handset cord on it were black, so I'm guessing it was a black phone that they painted pink. So I might paint that pink for the as like a replica of the one that used to be on Emu, on the All Life Pink Windmill Show. But let me know what you think, if you like to see that done as a TV phone. And also in the comments below, you might want to leave us a comment if you can think of any other famous TV phones. Now, there was a program called Golden Shot, a quiz show, a game show called Golden Shot years ago, that had a gold-plated telephone, or what was apparently a gold-plated telephone. I think it was a trim phone, if I remember right. Does anybody know where that phone is? How that phone came to exist? And whatever? Because I would love to know, sort of, if it still exists, and if it does, who's got it, and that. Because we might make a replica of that one day as well. I quite fancy making replicas of some of these famous TV phones, but can you think of any other famous TV phones? Of course, probably the most famous of all is the little desktop speakerphone thing from Charlie's Angels. That's probably the most famous of the lot, but can you think of any others? If you can think of any famous phones from the world of film and television, then leave it in the comments somewhere down there, and we'll do a bit of digging and we'll see if we can find some pictures and things for you. But I'd just be intrigued to know what you could come up with. Right, that about wraps it up for this week. I said it was going to be a very short show because I'd been over to Heage, and indeed it is. Normal service will be resumed hopefully next week. Just time to remind you that if there's anything that you'd like to see on Andy Shed Live, if there's anything you'd like to see us do, let us know. Like, leave us a comment or get in touch with us. There's various ways you can do that. You can, if you want, get a hold of us by our website, which is no, it's not www, it's https andyshed.wordpress.com. In fact, I don't think you need the https bit. I think you can just go andyshed.wordpress.com, and that should get to us if you go to there. And yeah, that'll be brilliant. So get on there, andyshed.wordpress.com, if you want to go and take a look at our website and that, and you'll find a contact us thing on there. So if there's any features that you'd like to see on the show, then let us know either on there or, like I say, in the comments somewhere down there, and we will get right on it as we did last week. Thanks to everybody who has been in touch with us to say how much they enjoyed the video of the trim phone stripped down last week. We did that. I've still got it. It's still here, the trim phone from last week. This is the trim phone that we stripped down and rebuilt last week. So that one is still with us. I've also got another phone that we're going to be taking a look at sometime in the weeks to come as well. This is another new arrival, and this is another one. And when you look at this one, you'll think, oh, that one's got one of those dial 12s on it as well. But take a close look at it and you'll see it's not a dial 12 on this. It's a dial 21 with a metal finger wheel. And how do I know this? Well, if I show you it, you'll see it's got a flat side on that finger stop. If the finger stop has got a flat side on it, it's a dial 21. If it's curved on both sides, it's a dial 12. But this again was one that was not supplied to the GPO. This was a telephone rentals phone, and I know that because it's got a sticker on the back that tells me. Hey, how about that for a bit of deduction? But yeah, now that, although that is now brown, and I'm sure that was coming out brown on the video, that was originally a grey phone. That is how they weather that with sunlight. And I'm doing some experiments at the moment to try and restore colour on phones, and as soon as I have some results that are kind of repeatable, then we'll be doing a feature about that, about how to try and restore colour on your phones as well. So that's another one that's coming up in the future. Right, that about wraps it up for us for today. But remember, if you get a chance, if you're in the area, get along to see these guys over at the old windmill. And we should be back, all being well, here same time, same place next week, next Sunday. But in the meantime, if you would like to support us here on the show, the best way you can do that is by clicking like on the video. Also, why not subscribe? Drop a subscription to us, and then you'll get notified whenever we put new videos up. And so we're not on air exactly the same time every week, but it's just a bit tricky because Sunday's a really busy day here, and like I say, today we're a bit later than we were last week because I've just literally stepped in the door kind of thing. But yeah, remember, like and subscribe, and then you will find out about whatever videos we are doing in the future. So from me, until next week, see you soon. Bye y'all.